Without any transition, I'd like to bring up the other decisions that were taken this morning during the Council of Defense presided over by the President of the Republic, and especially the question of cafés, bars and restaurants that has been much anticipated. The reopening of this sector is the subject of very great anticipation for the French people. It's a very important part of our economy. It's a very important sector for our employment. And it's also part of our art de vivre and the way we live collectively together in our country. Given the evolution of the health crisis, restaurants, bars and cafés will be able to reopen in all departments starting on the 2nd of June, but they will open with restrictions. In orange zones, especially where heightened caution is necessary. Of course, everywhere the reopening will hinge upon the respect of sanitary measures. People who decide to go out for dinner together or lunch together will be able to sit at the same table with 10 people per table at most. 1 meter distancing will be imposed between each group, between each table. Masks will also be mandatory for all staff in the restaurants and in the kitchens, and for the clients when they're moving around as well. In bars, in green areas, you have to avoid risks within closed spaces, in spaces where there are large gatherings, places that are crowded, and where where the ventilation isn't as good. And that's why we will ask business owners not to allow standing consumption in these places. So you can sit down at a table, but not standing up. We will ask these venues not to allow standing food and drink consumption within these venues. In departments that are the object of greater vigilance, Île-de-France, Guyane and Mayotte, only the outdoor seating areas of cafés, bars and restaurants will be able to open on the 2nd of June. I'm perfectly conscious that this is an added restriction that bears with it heavy consequences for these businesses in the orange zone. But given what has been happening in other countries and given the risks that we identified, we decided this was the right measure to take at least for the 3 following weeks. And they will then be re-evaluated, reassessed at the end of June, or more precisely before the 22nd of June, which is the date of our next meeting. Another point on holiday homes, hotels, campsites, they'll be able to reopen on the 2nd of June in all departments, except for those that are the object of heightened vigilance. In those areas, campsites, guest houses and hotels will only be able to reopen in the 3rd phase of easing the lockdown, meaning after the 22nd of June. So in all departments, summer camps will be able to reopen from the 2nd of June, and that, of course, is very good news.